place?
Muselli's Prime is the place that we're going. And then there was also going to be Muselli's on Main. And it may still happen. I don't know. I have not heard that it's fallen through, but it definitely is not on schedule, I guess I could say.
So Mother's Day's tomorrow, but you're going to dinner tonight? Is that what I'm hearing?
Right, because Muselli's is not open on Sundays.
Ah.
So we can, we'll be doing other stuff. I think we plan on watching Encanto.
Yes.
With Betty tomorrow.
Which I have not seen.
I hear that it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I know about it. I know of it. I've seen pictures, but I have not actually seen the film. I think that's a Pixar movie, right?
It is a Pixar joint.
A Pixar joint.
Disney and Pixar are together now. Ben.
Disney owns Pixar, but I didn't know. Well, I mean, there are Disney movies and there are Pixar movies.
Right. This is a Pixar movie.
Okay.
That is what I have understood.
I just watched the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight last night. Have you seen this one?
Oh yeah, I've seen Moon Knight. I'm awaiting the next installment. In fact.
Ah, yes. No, I only made it through 2 because I got a late start. Both in how long it took me to actually start watching the TV show and what time of night it was when I did. So yeah, I'm digging it. I like me some Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Spoilers for Moon Knight.
Not spoilers anything past episode 2.
If you haven't seen Moon Knight, up to at least episode 2. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. I thought they did a really good job making the guy who is sort of our hero be kind of the not hero personality.
Yeah,
I thought that was good that we followed that guy first. Having been familiar with Moon Knight lore, I mean, there's nothing too shocking about the fact that he has multiple personalities.
That's part of
that is always
sort of his thing.
Always
right?
been part of the thing. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I understand. I'm not having read a Moon Knight comic myself.
So yeah, and Oscar Isaac doing a British accent, very good British accent.
I actually it's funny too. I had to look up where he was born and where he grew up after the show started because I'm like, I don't remember him having a British accent in Star Wars or in any other movie I've seen him in. So
yeah,
is this a put on or is this his actual accent? No, he's Guatemalan, but I don't recall exactly where he grew up.
Very interesting.
Sort of expecting him to be like born in Bristol or something.
Yeah. But no, it is not the case. You may not be able to tell here. Let me take my headphones off for a second.
Paul Goody got a haircut.
I got a haircut.
Yay.
I got a haircut.
And a beard trim?
And a beard trim, yeah. I was at a barber shop. An actual barbershop. Like the old school barbershop. Like my appointment was at 2 and I was out of there at 5. That kind of barbershop.
Oh boy.
It was great.
Atlanta episode about something like that.
Yeah. And the thing that you get when you're waiting, 2 things. You get a lesson in patience. and we'll get to that because I'm actually trying to cultivate patience again, Ben. But you also get the stories.
Yeah.
And there are 2 things that really struck me. One is the barber who ended up cutting my hair. And it was the person that I was there to see. One of the things is that the reason it took so long is that I have my appointment at 2, right?
Yeah.
But my haircut is gonna take a half hour, right? There are other people whose haircut's only gonna take like 10 minutes. So he would say, can I take this guy? And I was like, yeah. So that's the thing, is I'm deferring my haircut,
Well,
right?
at
As
least
more people come in.
he asked. That's interesting, though. I mean, he. I'm wondering how many people actually let him get away with that, because I mean, you are who you are, but I can imagine a lot of people being like, my appointment's at 2 and it's already 3. Can I just let me in, man?
I will say this. From my observation, that did not happen much at this barbershop. So that was kind of interesting. One of the things that happened was he ended up cutting 2 people's hair. And this is interesting that you mentioned this, because this is exactly what happened. 2 people showed up. They found out it was going to be a long wait. They went to another barber shop. And then they returned to have him fix the haircuts that they got at the other barber shop.
Wow, this sounds like a pretty exclusive place.
Which I thought was pretty awesome. I don't know. It was good. I liked it. But the one thing that he said that was interesting is, well, I learned a couple of things. One is that at a barbershop of this type, and this is like a lot of standard barbershops now. When I say a barbershop of this type, I mean a modern barbershop. So it's an old vibe, but a modern barbershop, in that they are renting those seats, right? They pay the barbershop to be in the barbershop.
Right.
And so they each have their own individual clients. Someone comes in and they'll negotiate. Do you want to take them? Should I take them? You know, that sort of thing. But the guy that I was seeing was more experienced than the other guys that were there. And he was sharing words of wisdom. And the one thing is that there was a mom who took her 3 boys to get haircuts. And he was like, do not date your clients. Don't flirt with them. Don't do anything like that.
That's good advice.
And one of them was like, but she was really fine though. And he was like, yeah, but did you notice how young her kids were? And they were like, what does that have to do with anything? And he said, there is another guy out there.
Like, they were sure that this was a single mother? And she wasn't just a mom taking the kids to get a haircut?
Here's the thing. I did not engage in this conversation with them. I just observed the conversation. All the members of the people who were in the conversation believed her to be a single mother.
Gotcha.
But, and this is the guy's point, single or not, there is a dad.
Right.
To the young. So his basic thing is the youngest kid has a dad, right? And as young as that kid is, the dad and the mom, whatever their relationship was, it has not been over for that long.
Right.
And so you're not just getting into a relationship with her, you're getting into a relationship with her children's fathers as well.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be around. And then they talked about, and he goes, and eventually, even if you're not dating anymore, you're going to get the call and say, I can't drop my kid off, or my kid doesn't have anyone to pick them up in the line. Can you go and pick my kid up?
So yeah, and if you want to suddenly have children, date a single mother.
And one of the guys said, well, I'm the only one that can pick them up. What would have happened if she wasn't dating me? And he said, well, that's the thing. Now you are. And now you're the only one who can do it. And he also said, how much did she pay you for that haircut? For those haircuts? And he said the price. He goes, yeah, okay. Imagine next time those haircuts are free. Because she's no longer a client. Now you're dating her.
Yep.
You're not going to. So that was an interesting thing. And then we eventually ended up talking about simulation theory.
Oh, really?
Which is when I entered. Yeah.
That is kind of in your wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I told them about a glitch in the Matrix. They're going to check it out. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so here's the thing. Cultivating patience, right?
Yeah.
I realized that with TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, I'm not as patient anymore. I'm boom, boom, boom. I want information. And here's the other thing. I
Immediate
noted
satisfaction.
that I was opening up TikTok without conscious thought, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I look down, my phone is open, I'm watching TikToks. And I didn't say, oh, I should probably check TikTok and see what's up. I just, by reflex, it opened it. So I deleted my TikTok account as well.
What?
And I also deleted
Wow.
Reddit. I did not delete my Reddit account because Reddit is useful for research, right?
Yeah.
But I still have YouTube. Because here's the thing is with YouTube, I watch YouTube when I'm interested in something.
Right.
I don't just open it up and but everything else, even public freakout
Reddit.
on Reddit, I would sometimes just be watching it, and I wouldn't like I hadn't had the conscious thought of, oh, I wonder what's happening here. It was just what I would do. So that's the big thing is that I'm doing my best not to engage in social media right now.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, I get that too. By saying that, I understand what you're saying, and it happens to me too. I'll just reflexively open something up in the middle of, like if I'm working on a project and I need to like look up a sound cue or find something or do something online. I alt tab over to the internet browser and I just immediately open Facebook. And then I forget why and I've spent like 5 minutes just mindlessly not even reading what I'm looking at because it's mostly ads and posts from like 3 days ago anyway. And I forget why I have originally gone to. It's the modern equivalent of walking into a room and forgetting why you're there.
Exactly. Except that now other people are monetizing the fact that you've forgotten why you were there, which is crazy. And then the other thing is for my own like pursuits, right? My extracurricular pursuits. I have not. It doesn't. If I can just make a short video, and have 1,300 people look at it, my urge to increase my skills is not that high.
Yeah.
It's easy for me just to, I thought this thought. I'm going to say this thought. I'm going to send it out, and then that's it. Right? My progression, my own ability to learn something, to just sit down and practice it or whatever, is gone. So I'm trying to get that back as well. I have all these role-playing games that I bought that I haven't read yet because it's a lot easier just to make a video of, hey, look, I got this game. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I basically took yesterday off. I didn't come into work, and in the morning I'm like, I have all day to do whatever I want, and I did absolutely nothing the entire day. I mean, on the one hand, I'm letting that go. I'm like, it's okay if that happens. I don't need to be productive 100% of the time.
You can.
But on the other hand, I'm like, why did I just waste the day?
Well, what did you actually do during that day?
I watched. Well, I didn't even get out of bed until like 11:30. And then I just one of the things.
Were you sleeping until 11:30, or were you up?
I think I woke up. I think I woke up around 9 or so. I was just laying in bed because I didn't. Well, it's not like I didn't feel well. I just didn't feel like getting up.
Yeah. But I guess the question I'm asking is, were you on your phone or were you just staring at the ceiling?
I was just staring at the ceiling.
Oh, geez, Ben, that's crazy.
It wasn't on my phone. Well, I wasn't staring at the ceiling. I had my eyes closed most of the time. I was awake but still in bed.
Well, yeah. Okay, that I can understand. That still qualifies as resting as far as I'm concerned, which you are more than capable, or not capable, more than I'm trying to find the word. Welcome, guaranteed, more than allowed. You're more than allowed. No, more than
I'm gonna let you
welcome
find this
to,
one.
more than responsible for. No, more than not
A
obligated.
feeling.
It's something that someone get. You're more than entitled to.
More than a woman.
Maybe. Oh, hey. Speaking about which, I'm very interested in this constructed language called Tokipona.
I've never heard of
Are
it.
you familiar with it?
Nope.
Tokipona was made by a Canadian, one of your countrymen, back in. For those of you who are just listening to this episode for whatever bizarre reason, Ben is not Canadian, but enough people have thought that he was Canadian that it's fun to say that he's from Canada.
You can't deny it when everybody thinks it's true. Because the more
That's
you deny it, the
of,
more they dig in.
Exactly. That's the kind of fun we have around here, people. Pretending Ben is Canadian when he's not. So yeah, but Canadian made it back in 2001. It is a language with only 120 words.
Wow.
And the thing is that it's very similar to a language that I was going to try to construct myself. Since it already exists, why bother?
Why bother?
I say.
Indeed.
So I'm learning how to so it basically is simplistic, right? So there are words that mean like a soft floppy thing, like a piece of paper. There's another
like
word
Edward.
that means yeah. But no, Edward. See, so instead of saying dog, you could say cute small animal. Right. So you could be talking about a dog, you could be talking about a cat, you could be talking about a bunny, and it doesn't really matter. If Edward and the bunny were in the same place at the same time, it might matter, but not so much. So there's a lot of basically what it emulates is how people speak foreign languages while they're learning them.
Okay.
Where they only know a few words and they're trying to describe the thing, but that's what you do with this language the whole time. So it's really cool. I'm excited about it. And then it's got they call them hieroglyphs, right? Each word has its own symbol.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a hobo sign, sort of. What it's depicting sort of makes sense when you look at it. So yeah, it's really fun. I'm just getting into it, and it's a great thing to do while I'm not on Twitter and
I mean,
TikTok
learning a new language is definitely something that you won't do if you spend your entire free time online on TikTok or Twitter, Reddit, porn.
Now, one thing that someone would probably say is, well, why don't you learn a language that more people speak than just the 1,000 some odd people that do?
Where's the fun in that?
I can't stress this enough. I was going to make a language almost exactly like this, and the fact that there already is one that 1,000 or so people speak is cool. Because what I was going to use it for was like writing open scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Things where you can, if the language is ambiguous enough, you can actually play with those double meanings and all that, which is kind of cool. Who knows if I'll do anything with it, but if nothing else, the kobolds in my world are going to speak it.
Well, you don't need to do anything with it. It doesn't mean, you can just learn it.
That's the other thing.
There's no obligation to create art from it.
I have a job, and I can just do whatever I want to when I'm not working. This is what I keep telling myself. There's no
within reason.
Right. Murders. Hey, speaking of murders,
I'm not on the clock. I can do this.
I was talking about, how one of my special interests is like how people are dishonest, like how they lie or how they steal or whatever. So you can guess what I'm very interested in watching at the moment.
Can I?
Why? Ben, it's the Amber Heard Johnny Depp
Oh,
trial.
oh my. I have not learned any more about it since last we spoke. Except there was
Um,
a clip that I saw where Amber Heard appeared to pretend to cry for a photograph.
okay, so this is great that you're bringing this up because I'd love to talk about this. Somebody mentioned, and this is very important. The photograph, right, would be a flash photography thing that
Yeah.
was happening. Um, what do you know about courtrooms and what is and is not allowed in a courtroom?
Well, see, here's the thing. So, photographers aren't allowed in courtrooms. That's why they have the sketch artists, right?
Yes.
However, this court case is being televised, so perhaps there are different rules for this courtroom.
So what I have learned from looking at everything is that it seems like it's a flash from a camera, but what really is happening is she's looking at a monitor, and what she's looking at switches. Either, the screen comes up or it
Yeah.
switches to a screensaver or something, and that makes a light change on her face. So she was not getting her picture taken by a reporter at that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was still. I can see why people interpreted it as much because she looks over to it and freezes
Yep.
for a minute. This light thing happens
Yep.
on her face. She's holding tissue to her nose, and then when it's all done, she removes the tissue and wipes her nose with her hand.
Yes. Okay, so this is the thing. There's another clip where she does that again. And someone said it looks like she's breathing in rather than blowing her nose. And the theories were wild and wide, that she's got
Ether
an
in
onion
the.
in there and she's making herself cry by sniffing it. There's cocaine, that sort of thing. I don't know. As somebody pointed out, there's enough stuff going on in this trial that you don't really need to make up anything.
Yeah.
But the main thing that I like, it's not so much the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. I don't mind. That's its own thing. But the way that people object to things, the way that lawyers object to things is fascinating to me. So for instance, objection non-responsive, right? Non-responsive, I always thought non-responsive meant that they asked a question and the person didn't answer the question they asked and just went on with something else. That is what happens, right? But I didn't know. So Amber Heard's lawyer asked something, and then Johnny Depp's lawyer objected to Amber Heard's response, saying non-responsive.
Okay.
Meaning it's sort of like leading the witness, meaning they asked her something and she wanted to say something else, so she said that even though it didn't have anything to do with the question
Right.
being asked. And that's the interesting thing. There's a speech that she gives about these heavy coins, that every time that Johnny attacked her or whatever, it was like she was putting a heavy coin in a piggy bank to save for later for good things or something like that. But in the end, the piggy bank was weighted down and it became like a anchor that she couldn't escape or something. Anyway, she's telling this metaphor
Yeah.
in response to who was with you on this trip. And the lawyer stops and says non-responsive.
Yeah.
And then the lawyer comes back and says, and how did this make you feel? And then she picked up again right where she left off on her metaphor. So it's interesting, like what you can and can't do. Also, hearsay is fun. I still like, because
Hearsay
you can't.
is fun.
Yeah, well, that's what my wife told me, that hearsay is fun. But yeah, it's really interesting to navigate because you can you can actually get. I saw this. I don't know if it was exactly correct and by the book and how it's supposed to work, but they called hearsay on Amber Heard for saying something that she said at the time. And I guess it's because no one else was there to hear her say it. Like no one in the courtroom, none of the witnesses. I don't know. It's a little crazy.
It just sounds like a circus. I mean, and again, like I said last week, it just seems odd that everybody's sort of vilifying Amber Heard in this. I saw a picture of her crying while she was on the stand, juxtaposed next to a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse appearing to cry on the stand, and they were like, "This is what people look like when they're trying to look like they're crying." You know, implying that her tears weren't genuine. Hence the onion in the Kleenex theory.
Yeah, I will say this. There are, and I'm not even going to say armchair. I think these are people who actually, like, this is their profession. People who are looking at her testimony and saying, this is what should be happening. This is what she's doing instead. That kind of thing, implying that some things are off with the way that she is behaving.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean,
that's a lot of what you're seeing.
It's a terrible. I mean, I don't know why this trial is getting as much televised press as it is. Like, celebrities go through divorces all the time. Is it because is this a criminal trial?
It's a civil trial.
Okay.
And it's not a divorce. It's he's suing her for writing an op-ed that ruined his reputation. That's the concept. And
I'm fine with how little detail I know about this.
I feel as though, here's the thing, wouldn't you think, and I know this isn't the people's court, but in the people's court, you sign up for it. You say, yes, I would like this to be broadcast.
Yeah.
I do you think that either his lawyers or her lawyers or possibly both said, yes, we can televise this? That would make sense to me.
That's why it's been an agreement with all parties.
Yeah. So yeah, they're on a hiatus until the 16th. And maybe by that time my attempt to rehabilitate my mind and to focus on more interesting intellectual pursuits instead of messy gossip stuff will work, and I won't be as interested. But I gotta say, last night Jennifer was watching Temptation Island.
Is that a TV show?
Which is it is a TV show. It is a reality TV show. And here's Ben. This is what Temptation Island is.
Tell me what Temptation Island is.
Couples go to Temptation Island, and the men stay in one villa, and the women stay in another villa. The women's villa is filled with hot guys. The men's villa is full of hot women.
Okay.
And they're doing this to work on their relationships somehow. And so it's one of those things where you're watching and you're like, this is preposterous. And then eventually you're like, I can't believe that Kyle said that or whatever. I mean, it's brilliant because here's the important thing, right? The couples, like, let's say there are 3 couples, right? None of the men from that group of 3 couples is with the women from the other 3 couples. They're all separate. So it's the men from the couples and a bunch of ringers brought on by the producer, and the women of the couples and a bunch of ringers brought on by the producer. So you as one of the hot men or hot women can basically do whatever you want. There's no repercussions for you,
right,
in this world. But the couples see video of the activities that their partner has engaged in the show.
So it's about trying to stay faithful?
or trying to fix your relationship, or trying to the Jennifer, I think, said it best. It is the all of these people should be single show. None of these people should be in the relationships they're in, basically. So,
I mean, if she's probably right. If you as a couple think that going on a reality show like that will fix your relationship.
Yeah, no. Outer Range, by the way, all episodes we're streaming on Amazon Prime now, and I watched them all the way through. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have not heard of it.
Josh Brolin.
Okay, I know of him.
And Weirdness. That's basically all I want to tell you about. Yeah. Did you see Dark?
No.
Oh, Ben, you should still see Dark. I was just thinking of other weird shows. Dark, it's a German show on Netflix.
I think I watched like the first part of the first episode of that TV show, and I think it was one of those instances where, for whatever reason, it was dubbed, and I wanted to see the original language and subtitles, but I think at the time either that wasn't available, which doesn't make sense to me, or I couldn't figure it out, so I left and came and thought I'll come back when I can fix this.
Yeah, you should be able to fix it now.
I knew it was a German TV show, but it's because I knew that I was getting annoyed at the English dub.
Yeah, if you're definitely get the original German, which you can do. I believe in you, Ben. It is possible. I think you can do it.
I completely forgot about it. I think it was like, this is like the German Stranger Things, and so at the time I was like, that sounds like something I'd be interested in.
It's really good. It's really good. I recommend it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but yeah.
Totally I just started Moon Knight, so I can't start a new TV show until I finish that one.
So here's basically what I would say is that
got to catch up on Barry too.
Dark is the German Stranger Things.
Right.
Outer Range is the American Dark. So it's like Christmas in Babylon, the Johnny Kaufman TV show. You've taken something from English, you've translated it to German, now you've translated it back into English, and there's some changes.
Yeah, a few changes.
Yeah, a few.
Hey, speaking of people named John, I reached out to John Oswald to see what would if he could fill in the missing information we had on last week's This Week in GudeLaurance History regarding the Ballad of Newt. He got back to me. He said that it's actually called The Fable of Newt. It was a sketch. Now, this is John's email to me. It was a sketch we did in Awesome shows. We did it at Spin the Bottle in 2005 and pulled in our Annex friends. I remember Joseph, Val, and you guys were roped in. Side note, why we didn't have Brett as the narrator is beyond me. Such a missed opportunity. I've attached the first draft when we did it at 2004th of Jewel Box. So when the talent there's in the script, it's this fable of this kid named Newt, and there's a bit in it where there's a talent show. And he says, so when the talent show happens in the story, you and Paul, I think, did a boxing routine while we played Eye of the Tiger or something.
That sounds like us.
Those were the days. That does sound like us. So
yeah,
we pretended we did a boxing match while there was a Eye of the Tiger being played by Awesome. So I'm sure we had fun.
Oh my God, that's and you know what I was gonna say, and I couldn't bring myself to do it because I was gonna say that and then the name of the band, and that was a problem that we would run into with Awesome all the time. It was really good. I was reminded of an interview I did. Oh God, I'm blanking. A banjo player.
David Nixon.
David Nixon. I was interviewing David Nixon, and so I will always remember this because he was so quick on his feet. I said, "So David Nixon, you play the." I went through the band members. I said, "David Nixon, you play the banjo very well," and he said, "That sounds so much like something off of a learning English as a second language tape." I play the banjo very well. And whenever I'm at a loss for something, I play the banjo very well. Pops into my head almost all the time. It's pretty good.
He's pretty quick. I mean, I don't know how often you were able to see, or if you saw. I mean, you saw Awesome play live, but I don't know if you ever saw the Half Brothers play live, where it's just Rick and John and David.
Okay, so I saw the Half Brothers play at the zoo.
The Zoo Tavern.
No, the zoo, like the actual zoo.
Oh, the Woodland Park Zoo.
The Woodland Park Zoo. Yeah.
Great. I mean, I was just gonna say, like, when they, they've got a good rapport, and David is very funny.
Yes, he is very fun.
Like he'll tune the banjo like before a song, and then he'll just shake his head and be like, and he'll say, "Yep, still sounds like a banjo."
Yeah. Nice. Rick Miller, also of the Half Brothers, as mentioned, is good with banjo jokes as well.
Yeah. My favorite one that I read in a book is what is the difference between a banjo and a trampoline? You take your shoes off to you take your shoes off to jump on a trampoline.
Oh yeah.
So
he told me one, and this is not good. I'm telling it wrong. All that kind of stuff. It's what's the difference? How is a sniper like a banjo?
How is a sniper like a banjo?
Once you hear it, it's already too late.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or when you first hear it, it's already too late. Something like that. Yeah. Half Brothers famously played "Drive Towards the Lights."
They did
a song that I wrote a long time ago, and it
Yeah.
was so good. They did such a great job. And Rick Miller had he did a couple of different things. So come on. So come on, Mr. Trucker, drive towards the lights. And he had a thing, next time you see me, trucker, you'll know what to do, stuff like that. But it's fun. It's fun. It's about someone who wants to commit suicide by driving, they want to commit suicide, but they can't bring themselves to.
They keep
they're
failing.
praying that the truck hops the medium and runs into their car.
Well, I mean, if you want something to have happened, but don't want to be responsible for it, I guess
that's the secret, Ben.
It's an allegory for our daily lives.
Yes. Hey, speaking of our daily lives, is anybody watching the show? Probably not. Nobody knows that the show's happening.
And I didn't post a link at all on Twitter, so
we did it, Ben. Yeah, and I'm never gonna publicize anything ever again. This is the thing, right? Watching different TV shows, social media things, and all that. Whenever everyone's giving out their Twitter handles, and someone doesn't have a Twitter handle, like Jason Mantzoukas, famously. Lou Wilson from Jason Mantzoukas from How Did This Get Made? Lou Wilson from Dimension 20. Chazinski from No Such Thing as a Fish. Whenever it gets to their times, they're like, or even Hilda from all these things I'm throwing
these are
out.
all people I have no idea who they are.
You can look it up if you want to, but Hilda from Tales Yet Told. It's always, I don't have an Instagram, but my cat does. Or I don't have anything, but you can write to the podcast at this email address. That kind of stuff. And I would always get a little jealous. I'd always be like, oh wow, what a
I wish I didn't have a Twitter.
Exactly. And then I was like, wait a second, that's within my power. I can actually do that.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing, is that I have relegated myself to someone who doesn't understand every, tweet or joke or meme that goes out there and all that. But if I'm not engaging in that sort of thing, I think it's okay. I
You
think
get,
I'll be all right.
do you have a little sense of FOMO that you're missing out on
Just
the next hip thing that's coming along?
no, it's weird. It happened to me before. It'll happen to me again, I'm sure. Whenever I see something that someone does that I'm impressed about, the fact that I can't write to them and say "good job" is
Or
the
share
only
it.
thing that I'm really missing. Yeah, well, I can talk about it on here, and then you'll know about it,
I'll know
and that's
about it.
pretty much good.
Nobody
Yeah,
else will.
I'm
Steven
trying to
will when
shrink.
he finds it.
Yes, I'm trying to shrink the amount of people that I know, so that I care about them more. That's my plan. I think it's going to work. I'm not positive though. You know,
Just
and the wonderful people that I've met. Um, like I'm still a member of a couple of Discord servers,
right.
so I can talk to people there. Oh, hey, speaking about which, you and I are going to no, this is this will air. Yeah, this will air before that.
Monday.
You and I are going to be doing a thing again with Annex Theater, doing role playing game stuff
Yeah. Part
on
4.
the 21st.
The conti-
Part four,
the final adventure.
the last part. No, we're not doing it again, even if we don't end it. I'm not gonna force things to happen, but and that's why we're gonna start out with the battle, Ben.
Yeah.
And who knows, it might last the entire rest of the episode.
Because
We'll
all
see.
8 members have to have a chance to fight this thing.
Right, exactly. And luckily, if all goes well, Laura will be running it, and I won't have to worry about it.
Well,
I might add some flavor text.
I'm actually going to be setting up a brand new streaming system before then.
Hey, awesome.
Steven has invested in a new streaming computer and some peripherals.
Nice.
And so
Very
hopefully
cool.
we won't have the issues that we have had in the previous iterations of this show.
And this is, and I'm serious. I really am serious about this, Ben. One of the other things is that with not doing social media as much, I would be more inclined to show up to streaming events that people are having, as opposed
Really?
to, well, I would watch the streaming event, but then I couldn't post my funny ideas to TikTok, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, did you get the sound file I sent you for the my second layer of
no!
music? I sent it to you, and then I sent you a text that I sent it to you.
Well, I was getting my haircut. If it happened today, did it happen today?
No, I did it. I think I did it on like Wednesday.
What? Oh my God, Ben. No.
I emailed you
I
texted you. How else? And now that you don't have a Twitter, I can't tweet at you.
Let me see something here. Sorry, Ben. Are you still there?
Yeah, but now you're just an icon, a very small icon on your side of the screen.
Yep, I am a very small icon.
Riveting.
Ben. That's what
riveting
everyone
for the,
says about me.
All 0 people watching the stream at the moment.
Or
for the people who
sounds
will
good.
be
Same time. Yup. Also, I sent you a new track last night. So this is the thing: is that okay. So from the time that I said that to you, Ben, or from the time that you said, "Yup," I was like, "Well, that's it. No need to check anymore." I think what it is, I really believe that I may have notifications off for my iMessage, because it's not.
Oh, and we lost Paul. Uh-oh. Well, let's see if we can get him back. Let's just turn that off of full screen so it's not weird. And I'm still recording. We're still streaming. I'm just waiting for Paul to come back. In the meantime, I am going to just go to a full screen of... Well, no, I can't do that. This is exciting stuff here, people. Well, Paul was having internet issues earlier during the show. You may have noticed. So maybe he'll... I'm just going to... Should I turn my camera off? No, I'm not going to turn my camera off. Yeah, hopefully he's trying to reconnect and nothing bad has happened, like his internet going out completely. Maybe he's trying to... Hopefully he's trying to reconnect, or he's trying to call me. And I'm just going to text him really quickly to be like, hey. Hey, comma. Lost you. Now it's just me on the stream. Fortunately, no one is watching. So, I've just sent him that text. Although we were just having a conversation where he was saying that he doesn't read his texts. So maybe we'll get him back. Maybe he's born with it. What am I gonna put on? What am I gonna put on the screen? I'll just include that. There we go. Now it's not so weird. So yeah, sometimes when things like this happen and we get disconnected, but we're still recording. He says he's trying to rejoin. It won't let him. I'm wondering why it won't let him. I'm gonna copy invite link and then email it to him. So oh, he joined the wrong one. So what happened was he was trying to rejoin the meeting, but he clicked the link for last week's meeting. Because I create a new Zoom link every time. Should be the same one. There he is. Buggity.
See, that worked. Hey, Ben. The other one wasn't working for whatever reason.
Well, I think the other one wasn't working because I got an email saying you joined my meeting, but from last week's meeting.
Oh, weird.
So I'm wondering if...
So here's an interesting thing. Yeah, maybe I had the wrong email open.
Yeah.
How did you send that file? Did you send it
the same exact way as last time? It's too big to send as an attachment, so I sent it using mail drop.
Yeah, but I should get an email saying something, right?
Yeah, and it's coming from my...
I do not have one.
It's coming from my iCloud address.
Did you have to send it to me twice the last time? I think you did.
I did have to send it to you twice last time. I don't know why.
Did you send it to me again?
I sent this one on Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, I'll forward it to you right now.
Yeah, forward me the one that you sent me because it's a link, right? So
yeah.
And I'll look at it. I'll look at it after this. So yeah, no, this is the first time that I've known about it. I apologize. Yeah, it's so exciting. I think we're going to get it done by the 15th, Ben. Can't wait.
Well, it's all up to you because you're the one doing the last final bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about slowing it down so that it's an hour.
Oh God.
And then we could just post it as one of our podcasts.
Oh geez, yeah, everybody's gonna love that.
We'll
All right,
see.
yeah.
Again, I'm just thinking about it in the back of my head as a possibility.
All right.
But I'm gonna listen. Here's the thing. I'm gonna listen to the thing that you did before I decide what I'm gonna do. It's a
Alrighty.
smart idea and one that I highly recommend other people try when collaborating with someone.
What I did was I just recorded I used the organ and piano and synthesizer instruments inside GarageBand and just played I
Yeah.
just played those for a half an hour.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So it's just like a soundscape underneath everything. Sometimes it's to the beat, sometimes it's not because there isn't really a beat per se. There's a drum track, but I wouldn't call it a beat.
I'll be very interested to see what it sounds like. And yeah, then we just have one more pass, whatever I'm gonna do, and then it'll be done. Experimental is the type of music that we were calling this.
Yes, well,
I think it's.
I mean, it was always meant to be unlistenable and hostile.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, very exciting to see what we end up with for the last part of it. I might just slow everything down to half speed and then bang on a bucket. Oh, wait a second.
That would make it unlistenable. Oh, you know what the barking means.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is we would we could just have Edward barking for an entire track.
And then every once in a while put in a horn in case somebody's listening to it in their car and they think somebody's honking at them, or like a tone of a new message.
There were a couple. Oh my god.
A new email notification tone.
Hey Siri, send email. Work. I quit.
Yes.
Still my favorite thing, Ben. I think I've mentioned this. People who have their username in Xbox Live being Xbox shut off or Xbox turn off, and then they make people mad at them, so they'll scream their name. Good, clean technology fun, Ben.
Yep.
So, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I saw this video of it was like a LAN party, and then filled with probably teenagers or whatever, and then they all just started yelling at each other like they were about to brawl.
I saw that actually.
Yeah.
And my understanding of what happened was that one of the kids thought that the other team was looking at their screens to see where they were.
Yeah.
So I'm playing against you. You look at my screen. You see where I am. That's what apparently the argument was about.
I honestly couldn't understand anything of what these kids were screaming.
Right. Me neither. But apparently what happened was, it was a match where if you died, right, you just didn't respawn. You were just done. You were just out.
Yeah.
So apparently, again, this is what I heard, grain of salt and all that, but that they accused one of the people who had died of finding out where they were and then telling their friends.
Ah, okay.
Basically.
Dirty pool, man. Dirty pool.
Exactly. So it was a Call of Duty thing, I believe, also. I think that's what it.
I think I've played that game once.
Which, by the way, if someone has not made a game where you're looking for a toilet called Call of Duty, they're really missing out on a marketing opportunity.
That has
anyone who lives in Seattle knows finding a public restroom when you need one downtown is often a challenge.
That was I wouldn't say that's the reason why I became an Annex company member, but that was definitely one of the benefits was having keys to a
Yeah.
private toilet downtown.
One of the nice things about working for Amazon was that you could badge in and be like, "Hi, how are things going around here?" "Okay, I'll be back in just a second." You know, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Also, sometimes using the vending machine when I was hungry
Yeah.
and didn't have like a lot of money, because the vending machines, you did pay money. It's not like Microsoft where oh, Ben, Microsoft, where drinks are free
Yeah.
because they did the cost benefit analysis and they're like, yeah, we can give free drinks to the employees and we're not losing any money.
Same thing at Vulcan. There was free soda. I drank so much soda pop when I was working at Vulcan, just constantly.
Oh, that's something else. Whenever I go to like a sort of out of the way store, I always try to get something that only is at that store.
Yeah.
I've run across something called Blue Pop. Blue Pop is blue. It's a
pop.
light blue. It's a light blue, and it's not clear. It's kind of opaque. It looks like, if you could imagine, what a blueberry lemonade might look like. You know, but it tastes like cream soda.
I was reminded.
So, Blue Pop.
I was reminded recently that when we would go to your house in White Center to make music, for whatever reason,
not in White Center,
Highland Park. When we would go to
White
your
Center
house,
is its own township.
All right.
Highland Park is still
that detail is not important to this story.
It is, because you can buy fireworks in White Center.
So in your house at White Center, where we would make music.
You did it again.
For whatever reason, there was like some like a blue Pepsi that we drank.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, Pepsi Blue. It was a thing.
Pepsi Blue was a thing, and I was like, let's make this a thing where we drink this every time I'm over, and we're making music. So, like, This Is Me, This Is My House was created while on Pepsi Blue.
I did not know that. That is crazy. And when I say I did not know that, I mean I didn't remember that.
Yeah, no. For whatever reason, I was reminded of that blue soda.
Jolt
recently.
actually came out with a blue Jolt Cola as well. Remember Jolt Cola, Ben?
Vaguely.
I
never drank it
twice
regularly.
the caffeine.
Yeah.
It was it was advertised by Penn and Teller, so it was like one of my favorite things at the time.
Wow.
So yeah, I wonder how Penn Jillette's doing. He was vegan last I found out.
They're still touring, I believe.
He would always say, Chunks is my dog. Whenever he talks about watermelon chunks, he'd go, watermelon chunks. Chunks is my dog. And eventually somebody said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, it's a joke. It's this guy, he goes to the doctor. He says, I've got a problem with drinking. Every time I get too drunk, I start blowing chunks. And that there, Ben, is my refutation of something that I would say to Jennifer all the time. Jennifer said that that you shouldn't be able to spoil a film by telling people what the twist is. If you can spoil the film by telling what the twist is, then it's not a good film. And I said, right, order doesn't matter. That's why we tell jokes punchline first. Thinking I was being smart, like, haha, this order of operations works. But as I have just proven, Ben, you can tell a joke punchline first and still have it be funny if it's a good enough joke. And with that, we are done for another week, Ben.
We are done for another week.
I appreciate having this opportunity to talk to you. It's always a pleasure.
Indeed.
And I will see you again next week. And until then, I ask you to please keep it wrong.
And for the love of God,